Could be anything. Master muttered. How Master's mind was a bit like some mysterious death. A bit like some mysterious death. Someone just found their bed without a mark on them. Would take an autopsy to confirm what happened. Seems a bit like a mysterious death. Nah, that's not right. We might have just spent our powers for good. Could be some power disruptor. Could be superhuman. Our man on the inside told us there is no power disruptor on this base. The captain countered. No related technology either. They can't even access a database on superhumans here. They don't even have the database on superhumans. Dasu on record here. And even if they had a disruptor, our man on the inside would have. You think you're the only mole or traitor here? Should check and see if I said that. I might have by accident. I don't know. Wouldn't make much sense because I have a long plot twist about someone else being a traitor. They had disruptor, a man on the inside would have disabled it. Then perhaps some superhuman or human is to blame. How Master guessed. Perhaps our sleeper, who is sleeping, Captain muttered. Who is dead. Who is dead in most senses of the word. A frozen body somewhere. We gotta get out of here. Get out of the line of fire. Master muttered. And he and Ashmaster headed outside. The captain didn't pursue them. General Pham by Kai. I call him Bay Kai. By Kai. No, that's not right. Was. Now I said, oh, you went outside? I don't know. I don't think I had that. General Pham by Kai was outside. He was with other loots, including Wanda Moon, the long-haired goddess-looking goddess of the terrorists. Among the terrorists, they looked roughed up, with their uniforms both bloodied and grazed. Neither of them had been shot down, had been shot or beaten up, or beaten in battle. Both recognized the superhumans before them and looked concerned. Why aren't you in there? They're raining demonic chaos on the enemy. Nenemy? Nemi. That's a cool name. That could be an alternate word for enemy. Pham asked. We lost our powers somehow. Master replied. Master looked to Ashmaker, who had been strangely quiet since losing his powers. It was a bit like talking was one of his powers, and he just lost it. 82 degrees outside, folks. Not exactly working in the sun weather, in my view. Yeah, it wouldn't be so hard to work outside if it wasn't for the damn sun. Frickin' trees all died around here, so there's like no trees. There's no tree cover anywhere. When there is tree cover, the trees are too close together, so you're kind of... It's not... You can't just walk around. It's kind of annoying. Some people like to walk when they read and not sit around like I do. I like to walk when I read. Yesterday was a trying day when my pets died. I didn't have do a writing session that day. Not because I didn't think I could, but because I clicked the wrong button and deleted earlier, and then I just said, fuck it. Because someone else was talking to me a lot on the Skype thing, so... Not Skype, Messenger. Facebook Messenger. It was a bit like he was talking with one time, and I just lost it. Yeah, I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. I suppose we have to take you at your word. Van replied in an annoyed tone. Isn't a matter of cold feet, I assume. Ashmaker didn't look pleased. Happy at the implication. We got you the front yard. Ashmaker grunted, growled. If not for us, you'd probably be cornered in some part is one of the littler buildings with the Zedans yelling for you to surrender. Come out, boys. It's over. Don't need to die. That kind of thing. No. Fam replied to that. Simply. Guess we'll never know. Now then. Unless we can go and see how things are. Some alternative dimension. An alternate universe. Ashmaker's smile. Which, unfortunately, is not one of my powers. Londa spoke up then. Sir, we still have the mummy. Londa said. Yeah, suddenly I almost wish that was actually literally some mummy they have that they brought back from the dead somehow. Maybe I'll do that for another story. I don't know. This one, she just called the mummy because she's wrapped up. Will she function in the daylight? Sam looked at her. Will she function in the daylight? Sam asked, as though Londa was some expert on the creature, the being. She wasn't. I don't know. Londa admitted, perhaps we can wake her up. A little early. It was quite early. Early for the mummy, who was a nocturnal being, much like the vampire or ghoul. She had no powers besides a resilience to gunfire. Her wounds healed very quickly when she was shot. Her wounds healed superhumanly quickly as well. Does she? I don't know. She was not. Let's see. She's not born with these powers. Instead, gaining them after a strange incident some years ago. Fam wasn't sure the classification. Fam wasn't sure of more superhumans. Humans were spawned by mutation or just some strangeness within their own genes. Perhaps it was a mix of both. Let's go wake her up then. I muttered. Time is short. What if her powers are nullified by whatever got us? Houndmaster asked. Well, then she should try to fight like she's one of the rest of us. She should try to fight like a normal soldier. Normal soldier. Sam replied. Like she's like us. We all only have one life. Mummy was laying on a cot, stretcher, in the basement of one of the captured office buildings. There had been quite a bloody fight to take the building. Bodies littered the halls unattended to. Walls were torn up by what looked like hundreds of bullets. There were blood stains, spent shell casings, all brown. It looked like Jade's casualties. Casualties to take the building had been light. While the defenders had suffered severely. A few wounded Zedans were crammed into some small office on the ground floor, guarded by two Jade terrorists who looked ready to unload on them at any moment. There were 5 healthy hostages, just sitting in some room of some larger room, some larger office, about the middle. They were also at gunpoint, naturally, they were also at gunpoint. Being held at gunpoint. One of them was a woman, some lady officer who was crying her eyes out. Seeing her made Houndmaster think of some. Didn't fight in war. Think of some girl he knew. Soldiers he knew in the war. Who were clearly a lot tougher than this lady. They would have told they had been captured, they would have told the enemy to go to hell. And probably would have been ended up dead soon after. They wouldn't have cried. They would have been pretty manly. They wouldn't have cried. They would have glared at the enemy. Right till the trigger was pulled. Not every lady could be like those girls he knew. That's for certain. Let's see. Those girls he knew. Let's see. They would have been poker-faced as the men were. Probably wouldn't have glared or spat at the soldiers, at their terrorists guarding them. They would have waited for their time to strike back. Let's see. Yeah, that's a new paragraph. Keep an eye on those ones. On those boys. Houndmaster warned the guards. Don't worry. They're causing shit. They're dead. One of the guards replied. The mummy was down in the cool basement of the building, lying on a stretcher with a blanket over most of her form. She was like some wounded casualty awaiting evac. She was pretty corpse-like as she laid there, sleeping. Close-like, corpse-like, I mean. Corpse-like as she laid there. She didn't seem to be sleeping. She looked. She didn't seem to be breathing. And her eyes weren't fluttering the way a sleeping person. Eyes would. And her eyes weren't fluttering in the way a sleeping person's eyes would be. Reminded Houndmaster of old stories of people being put in such a deep trance that it was like they were dead. It was like they were dead, or thought themselves to be dead somehow. Didn't make sense. Being hypnotized. Such a deep trance, it was like they were dead. Yeah, like that Edgar Allan Poe story. The case of Mr. Voldemort. I'm not sure, but I saw a Vincent Price adaptation. It had quite a grotesque ending. But it was consistent with the story. Sometimes I'm kind of surprised how gruesome those old movies are. You'd think they wouldn't have been able to get away with stuff like that back then, but they did. An AK with an AKM MG was playing adjacent to the Mummy. Loaded up with a drum mag. That was her weapon of choice, apparently. The Mummy didn't preferred a big mag. The gun looked like too much gun. Too much gun for the woman. Who then wasn't muscular. A muscular Amazonian sort of creature. Her arms and form seem to be on the lithe side of things. Lithe side of things. Am I using lithe right? I'm not using it right. Some of the bits on the thin side of things. Is there a better word for thin there? What about scrawny? Resonant? Skinny side of things. She in a trance. Graham asked some of the soldiers who were guarding her. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The guard made. One of the guards stammered. We are not her handlers. The Mummy had no professional handler. She counted on the people employed her. Let's see, did the Mummy have handlers? Had some handlers. No handler for this up. The Jade. Some doctors among the terrorists were in charge of her safety and tending to her medical needs. Fam ordered one. Fam didn't know where they were, but he ordered them to report to the basement. They came down, looking like regular terrorists, soldiers, with big backpacks loaded with medical supplies. Can you two wake her up for us? Bam asked the two. They both nodded. Yes. Yes, but it is risky. One of the docs replied. We need her. Bam muttered. We're going to have to interrupt her beauty sleep. Is she like a vampire? Can't go out in the day? Let's see. She's like a vampire that can't go out in the day. Ashmaker asked. Every time, do that wrong. Okay. She doesn't burn in the sunlight. Doc replied. She is nocturnal. She is sleeping right now. She looks dead. Maker added. Well, she's not. The doctors prepared a syringe of some potent drug. It was a drug that they didn't make, but was created by one of the mummy's handlers. It could wake her up from her sound sleep. It was apparently the only thing on Earth that could do that. The mummy didn't respond to any other stimulus. She could be shot and beaten in her sleeping state. Shot, beaten, or set on fire in her sleeping state, and she would not stir. She always went to bed and woke at a specific time. She was dead to the world when she was asleep. The drug was injected into her right arm, underneath the sleeve of her military jacket. She was completely bandaged up with all clean white bandages. She was like somebody in a burn ward. Ashmaker and the others wondered what was hidden under the bandages. Perhaps she was skinless over large parts of her body. On that note, folks, signing off here. Have a nice day.